This is the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels, former TNA X Division champion and former TNA World Tag Team champion, and you are listening to the TNA Cross the Line podcast. Enjoy.
TNA Wrestling, Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 289 of the TNA Cross the Line podcast. I am Colling Jr. With me, as always, is Dallas Gridley. And Dallas, we are getting closer to a lockdown. Last week, as we saw, Tomko appeared to be on Team Angle's team for Lethal Lockdown because Kurt Angle had defeated Abyss to earn the services, and the Tomko was like, nah, screw this, I'm going to turn on you anyway, rendering that whole stipulation to the match pointless. So now we have the entire Christian team for Lockdown announced. It is the NWA World Champion Christian Cage, it's Scott Steiner, it's AJ Styles, it's Tomko, and it's Abyss. Meanwhile, on Team Angle, it is currently just 3 of them, where it's Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, and Rhino. So 5 versus 3. We have 2 weeks before lockdown. I'm no mathematician, but it seems like we're going to get our final 2 for Kurt's team either this week and or next week. So Dallas, how stunned were you with the Tomko turn? And your excitement for the teams heading into Lethal Lockdown?
I've never been more shocked in my life.
That's not true. You literally text me about Kimberly Page turning on Diamond Dallas Page at Spring Stampede.
Okay. Since that, which I think probably should be regarded as one of the greatest heel turns of all time, this was next. I mean, you would have thought he's turning on Christian. He's a babyface now. All of a sudden, he's teaming with Kurt Angle. And then, read that clipboard in the head, and he said, nah, brother. Although, the only thing I don't like about this is it just feels like, it's like that, well, I know what we're doing. It's that swerve, bro. However,
right.
I just don't like the idea that it's like, let's do Abyss versus Angle, but we can't just put Tomko on the team. Kurt Angle has to win. And then we're just going to screw him over. So I'm like, bleh. The whole stipulation was whoever wins gets Tomko. And then, I mean, the contract thing was nice because I guess then he signed the other contract. So that's kind of the fun part of that. But
yeah,
I can't help just think we couldn't just have Kurt Angle lose.
Yeah, that would, God forbid you get your heels some momentum.
Well, the thing is that, I mean, even though you're right with that, is we do have a lot of momentum on Team Cage because they have continually beat down on Team Angle. And I think that's going to stop this week. I think if the potential of Sting being added happens, I think we're going to see that switch in momentum starting on today's show. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing, how it plays out.
Well, I think that if the heels continually beat down the faces, that only works for a certain amount of time. If you don't actually win the matches, I mean, your credibility just doesn't really sustain that long.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Like if Abyss, even if it was a screw job, but if Abyss pins Kurt, it's like, oh shit, okay, he actually pinned him.
Yeah, that's right. Well, what else happened on the show besides Angle defeating Abyss? Which, by the way, that match went 8 minutes and 20 seconds. I feel like it didn't feel that long, so
it did not. No.
So that's pretty solid. We opened the show with a X Division escape match, which was inside of a cage, where Jerry Lynn ended up defeating Petey Williams at the end by escaping, but also Alex Shelley, Austin Starr, Shark Boy, and Sanjay Dutt were in that match. That match went 5 minutes 35 seconds. I thought it was a killer opener match.
It was good.
fast paced, a lot of fun. James Storm then defeated Eric Young in 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and Harris has returned once again to chase him out of the building. He got a couple hits on him this time. It was very exciting. And then the rest was pretty much what we already discussed. We did see the revelation, though, in the beginning of the show with Paparazzi Productions talking with Steve Borden and Jim Mitchell, that Abyss didn't actually kill his dad. It was actually the mom protecting herself against the dad.
They haven't said killed.
Okay, shot him. Okay, he's not dead.
Shot 3 times in the back.
Okay, he's not dead. Sorry, I keep forgetting he's not actually dead. And then Abyss wiped the fingerprints off the gun and took the blame for it. Spent 6 years in prison. But Jim Mitchell doesn't want to expose that, even though it was just said on national television now.
Right. Right.
Logic, out the door. It doesn't matter. But that's wrestling for you. So, yeah. That's happening. That's pretty much we're all caught up. We're on today's episode now.
Yeah.
Very exciting stuff. I have so little and like quick notes for you that Bob, we're pretty much going to just do these before the show. And we'll be kicking this off, and we'll be able to just enjoy the show, listen to some great indie notes, and really just take in everything as we head into lockdown.
Okay.
In 2 weeks. So I'm going to start off with some Brian Alvarez notes, which are always my favorite. Actually, before that, I'm going to talk about ratings because then we're kind of done with the last week's stuff. TNA Impact on March 29th did a 0.97 rating and 1.2 million viewers. Did a 0.77 in males 18 to 34 and 0.71 in males 35 to 49. So we've kind of stayed in the same range, which is pretty solid. Scrolling up here. Dixie Carter was in the UK this week and spoke to people about the possibility of running shows there. There's no news coming out of this necessarily, but the idea that we are potentially going to run some shows in the UK has started. We're just starting to do more house shows, so it's kind of a fun thing.
Now, in the future, wasn't there, I don't know, like speculation or even discussions of like primarily running just UK because they were doing so well over there?
I feel like I do remember hearing those rumors at one point. Honestly, it probably wouldn't have been a bad idea.
If there's no way you're going to get everybody to go to the UK.
Because even when TNA dips eventually, and we kind of get to a weird era, we're still popping off, selling big arenas in the UK. I mean,
right.
So honestly, it would not have been a bad idea.
Yeah.
We were killing it in the UK. Well, speaking of, this is more sad news. This is not good. But Sting, he did an interview on the TNA website, and he suggested that 2007, Bob, would probably be his last year as an active wrestler.
Right.
Yeah. He was considering wrapping up after his first one-year deal with TNA, but they offered him more great money for year 2, and he took it. He's closing in on 50. However, he's gone from being a legend in TNA to basically just another main event wrestler. He said he has no desire to come back as a manager or announcer. So I hate to say it, this might be the last year we have to see Sting wrestle, Bob.
Yeah.
Definitely not for nearly 18 more years.
No, of course not.
Almost consistently. This might be
I love it. I love when we go through these notes and wrestlers are like, yeah, you won't see, like Shane Douglas, right? You won't see me wrestle like Ric Flair. And then here we are. He's wrestling the same age as Ric Flair did, you know? Mm-hmm. Worse shape.
Right.
Too. It's incredible.
Yeah. Well,
this is my last year, and then 20 years later, all right, I'm still doing it.
Okay. Well, speaking of Sting, upcoming feud we just talked about last week is potentially with Christopher Daniels. Now, it's being said this is not about the feud at all, but Christopher Daniels has apparently been acting really weird lately and keeping to himself on indie shows and largely seemed a bit depressed, is being reported. Which Alvarez notes that he met him a couple times years back and was always outgoing and fun, but apparently it's not the case recently. So, Daniels might be going.
Do you think potentially he's doing a work?
I was literally just going to say that. I do.
He's got to be.
I think it's a work. Yeah.
Set this new, like...
Yeah, the dark character and stuff. Yeah. Well, on the positive side, Don West is now being the product sales manager for the company and is responsible for coming up with creative merchandising ideas. He's got a ton of experience from his days at the shop at Home Network, and he says he believes that, or Alvarez believes that he's responsible for stuff like that Elevation X plaque that we just talked about.
Okay.
So like trying to bring that kind of new kind of memorabilia kind of involved. So that's cool. I'm sure we'll hear more about different things that they sell once in a while. And other backstage updates and stuff. Jeremy Borash is the guy responsible for these new TNA Daily video wires that are appearing on the website. And Alvarez says, and when I say responsible, I mean he puts the entire thing together. It's basically a 30 minutes of news, recaps of events, interviews, outtakes from TV, etc. I believe they've hit the top 10 on YouTube.com most days, which is pretty impressive since they haven't publicized it at all. Now remember, 2007 YouTube was not the same as it is now.
Yeah, not at all.
It's a very different land, and I remember it a lot. And but it's still cool to know that, hey, we're hitting the top 10 on YouTube even in the early days here. So pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean that's a win.
Yeah, I'd say so. Besides the wrestling school, I noted last week, Team 3D also opened up a smoothie bar in Melbourne, Texas. Let's go. They actually apparently tried to get Batista there for the grand opening, but when WWE got wind of it, they, not surprisingly, pulled that. But instead, they got Chris Jericho and Maven showed up instead for the grand opening.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised Batista would even go there because he hates Bubba.
Well, there you
In
go.
his book, he has a whole chapter like Bubba Ray Dudley's an asshole.
Yeah. I love that.
So that's surprising that he would even like go. Smoothie though. What are the chances that LAX attacks Team 3D at their new smoothie stand?
They better. Absolutely,
I mean,
they better.
Seems like pretty simple idea there. Like, why not?
I agree. This is a sadder note, and then I have one more after this before we get into the show. Jeff Jarrett's wife, who has been battling cancer for many years, it's being reported by Dave Meltzer, has took a turn for the worst of late as she's suffering from pneumonia. And with the cancer treatment killing off a lot of her antibodies, she ended up having her lung collapse. So that is not great news for the Jarrett family at this time. Of course, this is not a good situation ever, and it hasn't been for Jarrett during this time at all.
Right, and that would explain why he's not been
Correct.
Seen since Bound for Glory.
Yep. He's been off TV, helping take care of his wife.
And that's probably the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming he's still been on at the shows.
It seems like he's been coming at least to the shows to like run things, but he's not as active and stuff like that, I think. So
you gotta be with family in that type of situation.
Right. My final note for the show, I don't even have anything else. See how quick these are. There's someone else who is potentially coming in. Last week we talked that there's the idea of Test coming in, Andrew Martin. Well, on this week we are hearing that Ricky Banderas will be heading in soon as the time frame of his WSX, his Wrestling Society X contract expires. He's due for a high level push. So they want Ricky Banderas in here as soon as he can, essentially.
That's a Puerto Rico guy.
Yes, and he, I'm pretty sure, and I'm trying to remember even how he looks in Wrestling Society X. I'm gonna look at that real quick. But I feel like I kind of liked him in Wrestling Society X.
That's got to be a Dutch thing. Like Dutch probably wanted him.
Yeah, he's got a pretty sick look, dude. So I could definitely see him fitting here. That screams I'm going to feud with Abyss. Just looking at him in Wrestling Society X. He fought Vampiro for the title and stuff like that.
That would not be surprising.
I kind of forgot this, to be honest with you, but this is also. Hold on, let me just pull this up again. Where the heck did it go? Oh yeah, this is also Mil Muertes from Lucha Underground.
You what?
Mil Muertes from Lucha Underground.
That's the same guy?
That's the same guy.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Wrestling is a wild world. I don't think I ever knew that. Because I remember seeing that character and thinking, wow, he looks like a badass, if I'm remembering right.
Oh, yeah, dude. It was good. He's still active today. He's in the AAA. I see 2025.
Huh.
But yeah, Lucha Underground, Mil Muertes.
Interesting.
MLW, he even wrestled in a little bit. Is King Muertes.
Okay, I've heard that.
So, I mean, he's gotten around. He's quite active, it looks like, just in general. Definitely a lot of Puerto Rican, Mexican dates, stuff like that. Doesn't appear to be a ton of U.S. work. But hey, it'll be interesting to see when and if he comes. He's only had a couple matches in 2025. It looks like just 5 matches. But we're still early in the year.
Yeah, still very early.
Nothing wrong with that. So, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I like him. So I'm here for it, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen when and if he makes his way to TNA.
Yeah, that'll be something to keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Who knows? He might show up on this episode. You never know.
He could. He could be Team Angle person. Exactly. Probably not, but
yeah.
But yeah, Bob, that is everything I got for you today. It was a quick one, and I'm assuming that next week is going to be pretty similar since we're just 1 week away after this episode, before lockdown. So,
right. All right. Well, let's get into it then. The April 5th, 2007 edition of TNA Impact. The approximate runtime is 42 minutes and 54 seconds. If you want to watch along with us, head over to TNA Plus, or you can find it in your own personal collection. I'm going to count down from 3. And when I say play, that is when we start the episode. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
TNA, we are wrestling.
Now, I just saw Scott Steiner in that little video package thing. But so Scott Steiner did an interview with Chris Van Vliet, and he mentioned the tattoos Chris did. And Scott said that the chest tattoo was because of the indentation, because of a tear.
I think I've heard that.
And lifting weight too heavy weights over the years, which I think we were like, yeah, that makes sense. Also, steroid use does probably tend to do that, because Kofi has the same thing. I don't know if that was a tear. That might be from just lifting too much. Same thing with Jericho. Jericho
too. So I'm pretty sure I did know that about Scott Steiner because of the tattoo. I think I've heard that before.
Yeah.
And honestly, it kind of does help. Like,
yeah, it does.
Do I think it's the prettiest tattoo? No, but look at this 8-mile road. We're throwing around traffic cones and stuff.
Steiner's like in the dancer cage.
Oh my God, he is.
That's funny.
Week after week after week, I continue to top myself. Cage is very proud of what happened last week. It was one hell of an idea I had. So Christian's taken the whole idea for what happened.
Christian is taking credit for that idea, but Tomko's saying it was my idea.
Oh, whose idea was it for me to fight Rhino in an 8-mile street fight tonight by myself? There's giant TNA pay-per-view banners behind them right here.
Wow.
What about the title shot? You promised the best, and here we go.
He's promised everybody on the team a title shot.
Steiner's yelling. AJ's yelling.
Oh,
hey,
no.
Here's our impact intro. Christian's screwed, dude.
He's so fucked. He's promised 4 dudes title matches.
Yeah, he ain't good.
Oh, my God. What if it was a King of the Mountain?
And it's like all the team?
It's all the...
That's actually a great idea, dude. That's a really good idea.
That's funny.
What a fun way to get everyone their title shot too.
Yeah, but I'll just do it now. Yeah.
That wouldn't be a bad match. Like
No.
laying
No,
out
that'd be
like
good.
the idea. Yeah. That's right. As we just heard, there's an 8-mile street fight tonight between Rhino and Tomko. Okay. LAX versus VKM tonight? Dang. Exclusive Sting interview? Dude, we're stacked today. And Bob Backlund is once again doing his steps. We're starting off with the 8-mile street fight. Looks like Rhino's coming out. No DQ. False count anywhere. People were trying to touch him so hard.
I'm relieved that you didn't lose me. I lost my internet apparently for about 6 seconds.
Oh, okay. Well, we're here.
Well, I'm still here.
We do have some storms coming through, so I wouldn't be surprised. Hopefully we'll stay good, but Rhino's not.
You froze on. What did you say before that?
I was talking about the traffic cones and how everyone in the fans were trying to reach on Rhino when he was running out and it wasn't working. The bell has just rung and we are fighting backstage. There's even some fans backstage. Now we're heading back.
I like how he's keeping a beanie on his head.
That is really funny.
Did he just take it off?
Yeah, there you
go. Damn it.
They have lots of traffic cones and stuff all around this building right now. We love to decorate for our specialty street fight matches in the TNA.
Well, like any stipulation, they like to dress it up.
I don't hate it.
Prison. Here's some barbed wire.
The only thing I didn't like about the prison was
light.
the pillars with the little lights on top.
Yeah.
Rhino going through the fucking wall, dude. Every single week, someone else goes through those walls.
Trademark.
Look at that lockdown poster that has Sting's face right on it, and Sting is nowhere to be announced for the show.
And he's on the same side as Kurt. So.
Oh, I wonder why.
I wonder.
Didn't expect that.
I wonder what's going to happen.
How often do we see the War Machine Rhino dominated like this?
I feel like a lot more often than maybe they realize.
That's probably true.
Rhino tends to lose.
Well, Tomko was playing to his strength. Look, a fan is holding up a chair. You got a big advantage if you can do this against the War Machine Rhino.
He just fell down like 2 steps on the bleachers.
He's going to feel that one in the morning.
Yeah, that's going to be a bruise.
Tomko over the rail now. Oh, he took it from the fan. Steel chair to the back.
Well, when the fan just won't give up, I mean, I guess you're just going to take it.
Yeah, you might as well. Now we're in the ring from commercial. Tomko using a trash can on the back of Rhino.
Not much of a street fight anymore.
True. Here during the commercial break, we're getting thrown into stuff, hitting with stuff. Trash can lids, the steel steps, trash cans. At some point, they took every one of those street construction barricades out of the ring. There's a table in the ring now. There's a traffic cone. You know that those traffic cones, like if you need one, you can just grab it?
That's not true. That's spoken by a man who did backyard wrestling.
I just heard that you could just take them. That's all I'm saying.
Do you still have them?
I don't have anything.
Who does?
The trash. Oh, Rhino put Tomko through the table.
That's not a gore, though.
Not a gore. He just picked him up and threw him through. They didn't call it a gore either. Oh, here comes Abyss. Remember, there is no disqualification, so. I'm not going to be surprised if he hits Rhino. He kind of looked like he was going for Rhino. Oh, and Rhino is
Definitely was going for
punching.
Rhino.
Well, I was going to... Wait, sorry. I don't know why I just acted like he shouldn't be hitting Rhino. I was just getting confused. So he meant to hit Rhino, and he hit Tomko. That's a gore.
I mean, Rhino never wins lately, so this is interesting,
Yeah.
even with the interference.
We got to get more momentum on Team Angle.
Oh. There's a Biz attacking Rhino.
Oh, he's going to go for a choke slam. He points up, miss you, Dad. Boom.
Miss you, Dad.
Even though
He should just do like the gun taunt. Boom, boom.
here comes Angle.
So we ended last week's episode with a brawl, and then we're essentially starting this week's with a brawl.
Yep, because here comes Samoa Joe. We're in the same shirt we ended last week with. It's literally the same guys that ended the last show. Tomko switched his tank top from white to black.
Yeah.
And here comes everyone else in the same thing we ended. So they probably literally filmed this immediately after, which is sort of funny.
I'm sure they did.
Actually, I have the order of the matches. I can look. There's Steiner. The bell just keeps ringing.
Oh.
Big clothesline to take out Kurt Angle by Tomko.
Styles going up top. What was he going to do? Motherfucker just did a spiral dap.
Holy shit. I feel like he hasn't done that in a bit.
He's in the spiral dap on Rhino just for the fun of it. Black hole slam. Boom to Joe.
Yes, this happened immediately after the other. I mean, I'm sure there's something in between, probably, but it's essentially right after that match from the last show.
Steiner recliner is on Kurt.
Look at Steiner put his sunglasses on to do the recliner. And Christian's music plays.
There's nobody coming out for them. Wow.
I do like the idea that you're sitting there watching this, and it's literally the same pose to end or to start the show that ended the other show.
Yeah.
Okay, Sabin, James Storm, Jackie Moore, Robert Roode, and Tracy are yelling at Jim Cornette in his office. You make more static than a $2 radio. He's sick of these people. You want to know what your matches are? Okay, here we go, Bob. We're going to see all of our lockdown matches.
Is he having another company meeting? Sounded
like it.
Jesus Christ, Jim.
By the time we get finished with this program tonight, everyone knows where they stand at lockdown. In the meantime, get out of here. So at the end, I'm assuming at the end of the show, we're gonna have this company meeting and announce all the matches.
Meeting. So that seems to be a running theme here. Is Gail Kim attacking Jackie Moore? That's a running theme here. To announce all the matches, Cornette just has a team meeting, a company meeting,
because everyone's mad about stuff. Well, I think I can guess a match.
Yeah, it looks like Gail and Jackie are going to be inside of a cage. I don't hate that.
No, I actually really like it. We're getting a promo for the AJ Styles DVD. Phenomenal. The Best of AJ Styles Volume 1. Or is that 2? That might be Volume 2. Oh.
It is Volume 2. Did AJ say he had to go to jail?
I don't know. You got to watch the DVD to find out.
Some restitution for something? What the fuck? AJ's a bad boy?
Go to TNAWrestling.com for exclusive videos, news, photos, and more. And don't forget the TNA Knockouts. All TNA Wrestling 24/7. Oh, we're celebrating with champagne and chips. Next stage in the Team
Coalition. Cage. Celebrating.
Oh, Styles does not like whatever he just poured him. Champagne. We've already won at Lockdown. He's going out on a legend saying it. I like how Steiner's the one standing on a bench.
I can't even understand what
I have no idea what Steiner just said.
He said something about it's D-Day all over again, dropping the bomb on Germany?
Something like that. But it sounded like it's just
he was like talking with peanut butter in his mouth. Like, I can't really understand it.
Everyone except for Abyss. Oh, you almost got top killed out there tonight. Almost ruined the whole plan. We're gonna go out and party until you learn how to be a real team player.
Oh.
Until then, you can stay out here and clean up this crap. You heard him. Get up and clean this mess up. You want me to call Mother Abyss? I'll do that.
Mother Abyss, that's her name.
I don't like that. That's corny, dude.
So now he's got. Hey, that's not cleaning up the mess of it. You just made it way worse.
He flipped the table.
Yeah, it's way worse, dude.
Oh, here comes VKM.
Non-title tag team match here. So LAX are not defending the titles. I might as well get Homicide's indie notes out of the way here. Yeah, so here's that. Homicide had a busy weekend with Ring of Honor. On the 30th of March, he defeated Christopher Daniels at All-Star Extravaganza 3 in Detroit, Michigan. On the 31st, he defeated Brent Albright by disqualification, which then that turned into a tag match where Colt Cabana and Homicide teamed up to defeat Adam Pearce and Brent Albright in Detroit.
Oh. Christy just confronted VKM at the stage and tried to slap Lance Hoyt, and then he stopped her and now is carrying her away.
Oh, she's covering her tits. She might have been falling out.
Yeah, I think she's falling out of her top.
Wow. That's dangerous.
I do like this idea that VKM is feuding with random Christy Hemme teams, but they're like, yeah, we want the tag team titles. So on this episode, they're just fighting in a non-title match to just check out how LAX is doing. Machete is rolling Conan out still in his wheelchair. Homicide Hernandez. Look, Conan, he's a babyface, dude. He was giving everyone fist bumps on the way out.
Conan's a babyface at heart.
It's true. That's right. Team 3D hasn't even accepted the electrified steel cage challenge. I don't know if you remember that. It's not actually official yet.
Oh, so technically they haven't accepted it?
Correct. We are starting off this match with BG James and Hernandez, and I can't wait for Hernandez to give him the border toss. If he could just do it out of the ring, would be pretty cool. Do a little stretcher job. Don't see VKM for a while. Do you like that VKM comes out of those little spinny things on top of the ramp?
I don't think I realized that.
They're like the little things, and they twist like this. And they have a little VKM logo at the top. They're kind of silly. I'm not sure how they get in there without the fans seeing them, but maybe that's part of it.
Top rope elbow by Homicide for a 2 count on BG. Bob Backlund still doing step-ups.
I want to notice he keeps switching shirts, and I noticed that on the last episode too. I think at one point, and in the beginning of this episode, he was wearing a red shirt, and now he's wearing a black shirt.
That's crazy.
So I don't know. I don't know when they switched him,
right,
or what happened there. But I'm wondering if on the next episode he's wearing the red shirt, and then they use the same opening intro from the next episode, or something weird like that. I don't know.
Do you think he's still going to be doing step-ups?
Yeah, probably. Hernandez holding BG across the top rope here, and here comes Homicide. Hernandez smashed BG into the canvas after he got rang on the top rope. Wait until you see later in this Impact. There's an exclusive interview with Sting.
A side of Sting that we've never seen before. I feel like I may have heard that 8 or 9 different times.
Yeah, come on. And it's always like Sting without paint talking.
Yeah, this isn't Sting. This is Steve.
This is Steve Boren. You're right. It's a different side of Sting because it's not even Sting. Kip James tosses Homicide out of the ring. BG and Kip now double teaming Hernandez. Off the rope. Kick in the midsection. BG's kind of just holding him. He's going to go for the famouser, but no. Machete grabbed his foot.
The entire Latino nation.
Oh, the Latino nation.
So that's a DQ.
Here comes Team 3D.
Team 3D.
Team 3D cleaning house. Homicide out of the ring.
Oh.
Yeah, Hernandez out. Oh, the other one wasn't.
Don't go in there.
He got in and got out right away. That was wicked funny.
Get out of there.
Yeah, you don't need this in your life, dude. You don't want to accept our challenge. Oh, so LAX hasn't accepted their challenge? I got that mixed up then. Okay. I couldn't remember, to be honest. Oh, because they challenged. Okay. No, we were right. It's because they were accepting the legacy thing. So they were putting their legacy up. And then Conan, I think, made the challenge for the match. So, and they didn't want their legacy. Because they've already beaten them. That's right. I remember. We're good. See, guys? You would have thought we'd, haven't watched this in, 4 weeks or something. We will fulfill our legacy.
Fulfill the legacy.
Wow. They only have a little bit of time because we've heard the rumors that those NWA titles are going bye-bye soon.
Yeah. Chalupas. Selling chalupas. How about selling some smoothies?
To live and die in Team 3D. He's stealing their catchphrase and making it sound worse.
Yeah.
Let's send it to the back. GB, standing by with Team Angle. Oh my God, Kurt looks so upset.
He's devastated.
Oh, Smojo's mad. The only reason we're here is as much as I hate you, it's because you were going to build the team that could take them out. And what do we got? A 3-on-5 massacre.
Joe has no confidence in them.
No. Sting and Abyss were supposed to be on our team. Sting won't even return his phone call, so that just confirmed that Sting is not on Team Angle.
Right.
You said you had a fourth member before Tomko turned, so who was it? I'm ready to tell you both. I will. So we have someone already locked in.
So they have fourth.
But he's not saying who it is.
So they just don't have a fifth. Then.
Experience TNA Live, Bob. April 7th in Mississippi. Springfield, Missouri on April 13th. And then we're locked down April 15th in St. Louis. What? 6 Sides of Steel. What?
You've got to be kidding me.
Then we're in Kentucky on April 20th. Paparazzi Productions, Kevin Nash with Jay Lethal. Oh, look at that hair. That's madness, he says. He's got an outfit for him.
Oh, boy.
Oh, he's getting him an escape match at Lockdown. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Is that the freaking Oz cape?
I think it is.
I worked 2 matches and made 6 figures one year. Yeah, that's Kevin Nash's Oz cape. That. Oh,
There's
shit.
Nothing else you can fly on.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think he made 6 figures wearing that Oz suit. Or, I think that's a bit of a lie.
Never know. Well, JB's talking to Kurt Angle again. He's alone now. Get off my back, JB. I got a lot on my mind. When I'm ready to tell you, Christian Cage and the whole world, I will. Everyone who doubts me, next week, I promise you this, there will be 5. Okay, so Bob, it sounds like we're definitely going to know all team members by next week.
Yeah, that looks to be the case.
Okay, sounds like we have a submission match up next. I just heard Dave Penzer say, and here comes Austin Starr. And Bob, I swear to God, if Austin Starr is fighting Senshi again, I'm going to lose my mind.
Well, that's what it is. That's what this is. It's right. Didn't they say it was Starr?
They probably did. Okay. God damn it. Dude, come on.
Hey, at least it's not at Lockdown.
Yeah, there still could be, dude.
Yeah, well, I guess. I mean, technically, I guess, yeah.
Ugh. Listen, I like both of these guys, but come on.
Senshi's Warrior Princess. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Somebody likes Senshi.
Bell has rung. Senshi Austin Starr, Rudy Charles is our special referee. He's not special, he's just the referee. Bob.
Yeah.
They're fighting at Lockdown with Backlund involved. Come on. Come on, dude.
Dude,
if we're
it's
doing
fine. Listen, I'll cheer you up. I got some indie notes.
Okay.
Let
me guess. Senshi and Austin Starr.
No. Senshi, going by the name of Loki, on March 31st, lost to Chuck Taylor in a match for the IWA Mid-South Heavyweight Championship. And it was a street fight. Chuck Taylor winning that in 23 minutes and 50 seconds. Austin Starr, also known as Austin Aries, he teamed up in an 8-man tag Dragon Gate rules match on March 30th with Claudio Delirious and Rocky Romero, losing to Sema, Dragon Kid, Ryo Sato, and Yokozuka. I hope I pronounced that right. In Detroit. And then on March 31st, Austin Aries lost to Roderick Strong in a match for the FIP World Heavyweight title at Supercard of Honor 2 in Detroit. And those are your indie notes for today's episode.
Nice. Backlund's still doing his steps. We're going to commercial, and we are back with a Lethal Lockdown 6 Sides of Steel hype thing. Infamous Lethal Lockdown.
Do they even still have the Lethal Lockdown structure with the top still?
No. Like Turn Day?
Yeah.
No. And they just had their first. This is obviously. Yeah, we're recording this just 2 days after the recent Sacrifice monthly special. They had their first cage match in 8 years, I believe, at that show. And if you see the cage, you will realize it is not a TNA cage. It appears to be just a cage you can rent as an indie company or something. I remember reading at some point that they couldn't do cage matches because Scott D'Amore has the cage.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he has the top.
I do remember hearing about that. D'Amore had the cage.
And the 6-sided one is way gone. Who knows where that is?
Right.
Maybe they have a warehouse that has some of that, but I don't think that TNA has a lot of the old stuff. And the only reason I say that, too, is when they were selling a bunch of stuff in the warehouse, like when I bought my Bound for Glory sign and miscellaneous other things, I feel like they were just kind of trying to clear stuff out.
Right.
It's not like WWE where they have the warehouse you can walk in and be like, yes, we have the 98 Brahma Bull that's rusty that was used one time on television.
Right, yeah.
Dragon Sleeper replied to Austin Starr here. Looks like he's getting out of that. Rake of the eyes officially breaks it.
Running drop kick by Starr. It's over. Going for a brainbuster? No, he crotches Senshi out of the top turnbuckle.
Uh-oh. He's climbing up. Is he going to hit a brainbuster from the middle rope here? Trying to bring him back in the ring, but Senshi is holding a couple shots to the midsection and drops Starr down. Warrior's Way. Oh, Starr moves. Chop block. And then Starr.
I can't imagine Senshi like submitting.
Well, you're about to see it because Starr is working that left leg really good. Get your what do you say? Something but over here. Bob Backlund keeps stepping up. He's looking like he has been doing that for 2 hours.
He's reading as well.
Yeah.
Single leg crap. Oh, Bob is leaving. He's got a white towel. Is he going to throw that towel in here?
Oh, my God.
There's no way. Is that what they're going to do to get around Senshi actually like submitting?
He threw it in and they called the matches. Starr had Senshi locked in a Boston Crab. Single leg Boston Crab.
Single, yeah.
The way he tossed it in, I mean, I guess. It looked like he tossed it in like he was getting ready to get into the ring in a weird way. But they called the match.
He's throwing it in there to call for it.
Austin started going after Backlund, but then he locks in the chicken wing, and Starr slipped out.
Starr got it.
Senshi is not happy about this from Mr. Backlund.
Is he going to attack Bob?
Or throws the towel at Mr. Backlund. Senshi, Austin Starr.
So proud of himself.
Backlund is the special referee. And we're back to ringside with Mike Tenay down west. And we are going to that Sting interview. We've never seen him like this, apparently. And we are about to find out what Mike Tenay
is he wearing face paint or no?
No. Nope.
Shades?
I guarantee. Shades for sure.
Okay.
Although if we're going to get emotional, maybe no shades.
Well, it's more dramatic if he takes them off and then shows them.
We're seeing a kind of a whole recap of the Sting Abyss situation.
Why? Why did you do it?
I've been trying to point Abyss in the right direction. Hell has indeed frozen over for one whole week. There's been fireballs. Sting almost lost an eye. There's Mother Abyss. Now we're seeing the paparazzi production thing from last week where they look like they were in a Denny's. It's just like the idea of Sting ordering off the 1, 2, 3 menu.
He's got the shades.
And they're sitting in like a dark, dimly lit room.
Yeah.
You hear the music. It's like, Have you had the opportunity to digest this information about what Jim Mitchell said about Abyss's past? Oh, Sting's apologizing to Abyss. Chris, I just want to tell you, I'm sorry. I had no idea things would turn out like this. I thought by dealing with your past, it would set you free. But oh man, I had no idea. That would further imprison you. Tenay says, Sting, it sounds like you've given up.
He should have gave up months ago.
He came back at Bound for Glory, was on top of the world 6 months later. Everything is slipping through his fingers for the first time.
It's really not 6 months. It's more like 4. But...
Actually, we're in April now, so...
Yeah, but October, it's like November, December, January, February. March. I guess he's right. I guess he's
Or
close.
he's rounding a little, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Can't look his children in the eyes. He can't look
Take
himself
your
in the eyes.
glasses off.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh my god!
That's
the fact I
right,
called that exactly how it was.
And that's how it ended too. The dramatic glasses removal.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
We're getting a lethal lockdown highlight package, man.
That's so ridiculous.
10 men will enter. 2 teams will wage war. Once every warrior has entered this ominous structure, the top will come down, weapons involved, and then the lethal lockdown will begin.
Weapons are a necessity since they will be hanging from the ceiling.
I like lethal lockdown. I think it is a great evolution of the War Games match.
Yeah, it just feels like the weapons.
I like everything about it. The top lowers and stuff. Well, we're back in the Impact Zone with Jim Cornette calling his meeting. Everyone from the roster is out. Mostly the baby faces, of course, but there's a couple heels out here. He's clarifying what roles they'll be. Oh, even Steiner and stuff is out there. So I think everyone is kind of out here.
It looks like everybody.
Lockdown card. Here we go. 5-man escape match for the X Division title. Oh, okay. Chris Sabin defends against Sanjay Dutt versus Jay Lethal versus Alex Shelley versus Shark Boy.
They all just happen to be standing all next to each other.
No Jerry Lynn?
No Jerry Lynn, who won the escape match.
Okay, next. Robert Roode and Miss Brooks with the unfortunate Eric Young. 1-on-1 with Petey Williams. Third match. Oh, Jerry Lynn. He gets his own match. He's going to take on a gentleman who's not here. Oh, Daniels.
He's doing a fucking... I think that proves that it's a storyline for when he's acting all depressed by himself.
Because he's not even here.
Yeah.
He said, hit him upside the head once for me, too. And Jerry Lynn said, yeah, I'll do that for you. Okay, I'm cool with that match. A special challenge match. Senshi taking on Austin Starr and Bob Backlund's the referee. We just heard that about 7 times in the last match.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Backlund is the special referee.
Senshi doesn't like that.
No.
Mr. Backlund.
Chris Harris is demanding.
Now, is he medically cleared?
Well, it's here. He wants to get a hold of Storm. Jim says, hey, I'm concerned about your eyesight. You're blind in one eye. I've told him this. Harris has come up with a way to level the playing field, and Cornette has agreed to it. It's going to be Chris Harris versus James Storm. Oh, dude, we're getting the blow-off. And both of them will be blindfolded. A blindfold cage match.
That's not the first time we've seen that.
Really?
Dustin Rhodes and Bobby Roode.
Oh, shit.
At Lockdown.
Damn, I forgot about that.
They had a blindfold.
Gail Kim versus the Pride of Tennessee, Jackie Moore. In a ladies' cage match. Okay, I'm kind of hype about that.
That would be interesting. That'd be good.
That'll be good. Inside the 6 sets of steel, they're going to tear each other apart. For the NWA World Tag Team Champions, Team 3D. Versus LAX. Gentlemen, as you're aware, the cage will be electrified. Hey, Brother Run's even there.
Someone's gonna get
10,000 volts will do that to you. Lockdown, it's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie.
Boogie Woogie, man. Yeah. Boogie Woogie Woogie.
You know where this leaves us. The main event at Lockdown. Lethal Lockdown match. Team Angle versus Team Cage. And Team Angle is still looking kind of weak. It looks like everyone else left now.
Yeah.
They got their matches. They all left. There's still only 3 of you. So Jim Cornette says, hey, I'm doubting your team right now. So please, by next week, please find number 4 and number 5.
I like how he's like, please, can you guys find people?
Because next week, one member of each team picked by their captain. They're going to fight each other one-on-one. The winner of that match wins for his team the advantage of the entrance in Lethal Lockdown.
Okay, so usually the heels win that.
Almost always, isn't it?
Typically, yeah.
Oh, Christian doesn't like this. Hold on. I don't appreciate being told that I have to be at a mandatory meeting when myself and my team were about to leave and go celebrate.
Yeah, we know the numbers game here. 5 against 3.
Yeah. Team Cage will not be responsible for what happens at Team Angle at Lethal Lockdown. I mean, it's fair. They can't be.
Right.
Do me a favor. And Christian goes, yeah, what's that? Shut the hell up.
Shut the hell up.
Let me explain something to you, Christian Cage. I know better than anybody. If you haven't promised every single one of these guys a title shot, you wouldn't even be able to find 4 partners. That's pretty funny. You're like a con man. You sold 250% of yourself. You promised them all title shots. There's one thing that you can't fulfill, and that's your promise. The champion can't determine his own challengers. And Cornette says, I do. I determine that.
Right.
So just to make sure. Oh, he's stepping in. You don't even have to worry about Team Angle Lockdown. You have to worry about Team Cage, too.
Cornette's going to challenge him.
Oh. Whichever team wins, whatever man scores the winning fall, whether it's on Team Angle or Team Cage, that guy gets a title shot at the May pay-per-view sacrifice. That's a great idea.
That is very interesting. But that's kind of telling us that maybe Christian doesn't get the pinfall already, or the victory, like directly.
Maybe, right, but what if Christian wins? Does he get the night off in sacrifice?
Oh, right. There's
or
that.
will Cornette just pick one then?
Right.
I think they could work around it, but I do like this idea a lot to determine our main event for the next.
Well, that's going to cause a fight on the babyface side.
Oh, lights out.
Oh, Sting.
Sting's music plays.
Sting's only doing this now because of the potential title shot.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do it.
Okay, if I win, I get a title match. All right, I guess.
All right, sounds good.
I'll show up.
He appeared in the ring and went after Team Cage, and now Team Angle is in the ring as well. We have cleaned house. So we have one member left for Team Angle. We are going to determine that next week.
So we just need one more guy. Sting is only doing this just because he has an opportunity to challenge for the belt. Kurt is doing over the top babyface celebration with Sting. It usually means there's going to be an implosion.
Well, I like the idea that Jim Cornette was like, okay, whoever gets the winning pin gets a title shot. Sting's rushing to put his makeup on.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Oh shit! We're getting our adrenaline rush package here to close us out. Bob, we pretty much have as far as I know, the entire lockdown card announced. There's a lot of X Division matches.
Yeah. So, and I don't hate that, but
No.
what is a bit surprising is that they do the escape, and then Jerry Lynn wins the match, and then it's not playing a factor into like a title match.
I don't like that we
title match.
I don't like we did the same style cage match on TV that we're doing on the pay-per-view. If that was like okay, that's like your little tease, I'd be more okay with that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. So
it is funny that like I don't know. I feel like I would have put in like someone else besides Shark Boy, to be honest with you. Nothing against Shark Boy, but
well, Shark Boy had a nice showing.
He did. No, he did. That's
and
for sure.
He's a cult favorite.
Sure. He is. He is. No, you're right. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Did you notice though? They did not mention anything about Christy Hemi's team situation with VKM.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
So I'm wondering if that's like an on hold situation now, or what's going on.
Huh? I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lockdown card just to double check, and we know every single match.
Yeah, everything is official.
We will find out, and I'm not peeking at the Lethal Lockdown part. We will find out who that is on our next episode, and I am really interested to see what's going to happen.
So there's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like there's 8 matches, so that's already 8 stipulations because it's cage.
Fine with me.
You add in a blindfold, that's 9, and electricity is 10. So there's 10 stipulations attached to lockdown.
I mean, is Lethal Lockdown not considered its own?
That's 11.
I don't care.
I forgot about Lethal Lockdown.
I kind of like when they had the stipulations in the cage matches, to be honest with you.
But I'm just saying, like, even in Destination X, I mean, there was several stipulations, which again, I don't think I necessarily hate it because, you know, if your TVs are just like your pay-per-views in terms of like, oh, it's just a singles match, what's the point? Putting your stipulations on pay-per-view, I think, is fine.
Right.
It gives it a different feel each time.
I think the only thing I don't like is Chris Harris and James Storm could have such a bloody cage match, dude. And we're doing a blindfold match.
Yeah.
That one is the only one I'm a little bummed out about. Just because like this feels like a blood feud and they're like blindfolds. And I understand what they're kind of going for, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm a little bummed out.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer, I guess. But all right. Well, I thought that was a pretty decent episode again.
Yeah, I agree. I liked it. Thumbs up from me.
Yeah, I can't really complain with that. Next week's episode is the Go Home Show before Lockdown 2007, and the only thing that we know is that it will be a member of Team Cage against a member of Team Angle, where the winning guy will give their team the advantage in Lethal Lockdown. And historically, that tends to be the heel side. And I would have to say, I think it's safe to say that Team Cage needs a victory. No more, just not anymore. This, after the match attacks. They need to get a win, get that advantage, make them look like more of a threat to Team Angle. And of course, now whoever earns the pin outside of Christian Cage would then earn a title match at Sacrifice in May, which I think is a very good stipulation.
I like it. I like that a lot.
So I can't complain with that. All right, Dallas, you got anything else for this week's episode?
No, I think that covers us. As always, if you're enjoying what you're watching, go to tnacrosstheline.com for all of our social pages and other links to everything that we have got going on. Or you can follow us on our socials at Cross the Line TNA on Twitter or at TNA Cross the Line Pod on Facebook. And we're just all over the place, man. We're leading into lockdown. I'm very excited. One of my favorite pay-per-views that TNA does every year. And after that, Slammiversary is just right around the corner.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's very true. All right. Well, be sure to join us next week for the Go Home show before lockdown. Until then, for Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Cross the Line podcast.